Fidel Castro was well known for his long speeches at the UN General Assembly, and Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has sent his condolences to the Cuban people for their loss. Our correspondent at the UN headquarters in New York, Lorna Shaddick, has more on the UN's reaction and the Cuban leader's relationship with the world body.
Ban Ki-moon told reporters that he extended the UN's condolences to the Cuban people and to the family of Fidel Castro, and he also recalled his meeting with the former Cuban president when he visited Cuba back in January 2014. He said the pair of them had a lively discussion. They talked about sustainable development and climate change, as well as other topics, and he also acknowledged that Cuba made advances in education and literacy and healthcare under Fidel Castro, and said he hoped that the advances towards the path of reform would continue. But later on, he also issued a statement via his spokesperson here in New York, noting that Fidel Castro was an emblematic figure of the Cuban Revolution. But he also echoed President Obama's very careful diplomatic language concerning Fidel Castro's legacy, saying that his ideals left few indifferent. And certainly the Cuban leader was a very colourful figure here at the United Nations. He was perhaps best remembered for his fiery 4.5-hour-long speech here at the General Assembly in New York in 1960, when he was wearing full military dress. And in fact, that speech still holds the record for the longest continuous address to the UN General Assembly. But his younger brother Raul spoke here in 2015 during his first presidential visit to America. And quite a contrast, really. His address was just 1,500 words long, and it only mentioned the US embargo of Cuba once. Now, a vote on that issue has been held every year since 1991 here at the UN. But last month, very symbolically, the US for the first time abstained from that instead of voting no. An important signal, really, from the Obama administration that it wants to repair relations with Havana even more and end that trade embargo. But of course, with the election of Donald Trump and with Congress dominated by the Republicans, the future of that normalization and indeed of US votes on Cuba policy here at the UN is now looking an awful lot more uncertain. Lorna Shaddick, CCTV, New York.